Can you imagine it? In a remote land, cradled between towering mountain ranges, there is a place where women enjoy the freedom to initiate extramarital relationships without being judged, even if they already have a husband. Now, visualize this scene. You are heading to work in the fields and you carry a firearm with you. But that's not all. This place is also home to an enigmatic illness that has baffled the world of medicine. They are distinguished by their unique appearance and are often called the tribe of beautiful people due to their fair complexion, brown eyes, and in some cases, even blue eyes, like Europeans. Today, the tribe has a population of only about 3,000 people, a small community full of fascinating customs. Here, women are free to choose their partners without restrictions, and this can happen even in front of their husbands. This cultural trait is uniquely celebrated during the annual Joshi festival, which takes place in May and lasts for 3 days. During the festival, women gather to sing and dance, while the men encourage them by playing drums, flutes, and clapping along. It is also the perfect time for women to seek new romantic partners outside of their current marriages. If a couple feels a connection, they are free to start a relationship without following any rigid rules. In this country, the possession and use of firearms are a common part of daily life. People here believe that having a firearm on hand is the best way to protect themselves and their families from danger. It is as simple as buying a bunch of vegetables at the market. With high demand comes ample supply, making firearms a widely available and frequently traded item in daily life. That Pakistani farmers carry weapons to the fields is not unusual and has even become a unique and distinctive cultural trait of the region. If it no longer feels right, they can end it at any time and seek a new relationship. Everything happens naturally and without pressure. This trait has been passed down from generation to generation, from father to son, becoming a defining characteristic of the town. The artisans can produce a knockoff submachine gun in just 10 days. Once the first prototype is made, they only need 2 to 3 days to create additional versions. During the day, those affected seem to enjoy perfect health. However, when night falls, it is as if they were lifeless. Inside, you will find everything from pistols, submachine guns, and Kalashnikovs to automatic rifles and even rockets and landmines, all crafted with incredible precision. We are talking about Pakistan, a nation that is both incredibly welcoming and a challenge to everything you thought you knew. This turned the town into the largest hub for illegal weapons in the region. Other areas of Pakistan, near the borders with Bangladesh and Afghanistan, also report higher rates of gun use compared to other regions. The woman must write a letter informing her former husband that her new partner will return the bride price. Importantly, the new bride price must be double the original. Citizens must have licenses that match the specific type of firearm they wish to own. For the wealthy, personal protection is essential. Whenever they go out, they are often accompanied by armed bodyguards or hired police escorts. Interestingly, Pakistani police often dress in civilian clothes, making it difficult to distinguish them from private security guards. For example, if the previous husband gave a cow during the wedding, the new man must pay 2 cows to gain official recognition as her husband. If he cannot meet this condition, the relationship remains unofficial and could lead to disputes between families or clans. Its enigmas and contradictions will keep you completely captivated. So, what exactly is happening there? And what is the mystery behind that strange ailment? Still, from time to time, you might witness a young Kalash girl greeting someone by gently kissing their hand in a warm and natural way, creating a lasting and unique impression. Stay until the end because, believe us, you won't want to miss a single moment. The Outside World, YouTube's #1 discovery channel. The Kalash people, a tribe of freedom, an ideal place for the happiest women in the world, where they are free to have intimate relationships with others, even if they are already married. Pakistan extends over an area of 77,980 square kilometers and is home to a vast population of more than 245 million inhabitants. But what truly makes this country special is the existence of a rare and unique community known as the Kalash tribe. They inhabit the Kalash Valley, deep in the Hindu Kush Mountains, where they have been settled for millennia. The Kalash people are completely different from most Pakistanis, who tend to have darker skin. According to legend, they are descendants of the soldiers of Alexander the Great. However, unlike the image of fierce warriors, the Kalash are known for their peaceful spirit, cheerful attitude, and optimistic way of life. One of the most striking and unforgettable aspects of this tribe is their perspective on freedom in marriage and sexuality. What is even more remarkable is that married women in this tribe can leave their families to pursue a new love without facing criticism from society. However, if a man wishes to officially marry a woman who is already married, he must go through a bride price reimbursement process. Curiously, although the Kalash tribe was once recognized by a magazine as the happiest community in the world, it is strangely rare to see the women smile, especially when interacting with men. Farmers who carry weapons to the field. Can you conceive of a farmer heading to his lands carrying a weapon? It might seem strange, but in Pakistan, it is a common scene. Pakistan, which has the seventh largest armed forces in the world, sees weapons not only as tools, but also as symbols of self. What is even more surprising is the ease with which weapons can be bought and sold in Pakistan. One town in particular, Dera Adam Khel, in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, is famous for a unique trade that involves 75% of its population: the illegal manufacturing and sale of firearms. Walking down the main street of Dera Adam Khel, you will immediately see rows of weapon shops on both sides of the street. The prices of these weapons can be quite surprising. A handmade pistol here costs only $47, much cheaper than imported guns, which can cost 3 or 4 times more. No one knows exactly when the arms trade in Dera Adam Khel began, but its golden era is marked by the year 1979, when the conflict in Afghanistan ended. Meanwhile, in the larger cities of Pakistan, gun use is more strictly regulated. India and Pakistan. The border ceremony every evening. Crowds congregate at the border between India and Pakistan for a ceremony that is part military exhibition, part theater, and completely unforgettable. It is a ritual that has attracted tourists from all over the world for decades. Just as the sun begins to set, troops from both countries meet face to face for a patriotic performance that feels like a showdown. What is it about this daily spectacle that captures so much attention? On the other, Pakistani guards sport black versions of the same. The two groups marched with millimeter precision and energy, showing strength and coordination in a display that borders on competition. India and Pakistan, to neighboring nations with a complex and often tense relationship, have been carrying out this flag-lowering ceremony since 1959. At the Wagah border, this ceremony takes place against a backdrop of decades of disputes, wars, and negotiations. This is the path of Fairy Meadows, a place often described as a heavenly paradise, but also known as one of the most terrifying roads in the world. Still, it continues every day, a living symbol of how the adversaries can engage in a ritual that is both confrontational and strangely respectful. This narrow, winding, dirt path clings to the edge of cliffs, with many sections barely wide enough for one vehicle. When two cars meet from opposite directions, drivers must stop at wider spots to allow one to pass, turning every curve into a nerve-wracking moment. In some parts, the vehicle's wheels seem to grip the road by only a few inches, creating a terrifying experience. At 8,126 meters high, it is a favorite spot for mountaineers and nature lovers. But reaching this stunning destination is no easy task. So, what is your take on it? A show of friendly rivalry, a subtle act of one-upmanship, or perhaps both? Adding to the danger, some parts of the road are reinforced with makeshift stones hanging precariously along vertical cliffs. Others require crossing rickety wooden bridges suspended in the air. The air is charged with tension, but sprinkled with moments of theatrical flair. From there, you have two choices to reach Fairy Meadows. At an altitude of over 3,300 meters, you can either hike for 4 to 5 hours or rent a horse for the climb. The journey is tough, but the breathtaking views make every step worth it. Other popular images include fish, mosques, mythical horses, airplanes, and even famous singers. Trucks from Baluchistan and Peshawar often feature traditional wooden elements, while those from Rawalpindi and Islamabad prefer modern plastic materials. Some artists even use camel bones to add a uniquely local touch. Inside these vehicles, the level of detail often surpasses the dazzling exterior. There is no shortage of drama. The soldiers lock eyes in exaggerated glares, puff out their chests, and perform synchronized moves with fierce pride. The air is freezing, but the scenery remains incredibly dreamlike. It is important to note that Fairy Meadows is not the final stop. This incredible number shows just how deeply this craft is rooted in Pakistani culture. So, are you impressed by these colorful buses? They are built entirely by hand, with no use of modern assembly lines or automated machinery. Each piece of wood and metal is welded and fitted manually. The frame is assembled section by section, then covered with protective panels. Finally, the vehicles are carefully painted, transforming them into colorful buses. Don't hesitate to leave a comment below with your answer, yes or no. To reach the Nanga Parbat base camp, you must continue for another 3 hours. There, a vast view of snow covering the mountain's base unfolds before you, creating a spectacular natural scene that leaves visitors speechless. On one side, the Indian guards wear bright red fan-shaped hats. The ceremony lasts about 45 minutes, filled with thunderous goose steps, sky-high kicks, and powerful stomps that shake the ground. When the sun dips below the horizon, both national flags are carefully lowered and folded. The event concludes with a firm handshake between soldiers from each side, a moment that hints at diplomacy amidst rivalry. The border gates then close with a heavy finality, marking the division between the two nations. What truly draws people in is the deeper context. Fairy Meadows, the road of death. There is a road so dangerous that many who travel it find themselves praying in silence or hoping for protection from their ancestors. Fairy Meadows is located in Pakistan and serves as the gateway to the mighty Nanga Parbat, the 9th highest mountain on Earth. The journey begins with a jeep ride on the so-called Road of Death. Due to the extreme danger, only drivers with special licenses and significant experience are allowed to operate on this road. A small mistake could lead to serious consequences. After about 1 hour and 30 minutes of tension-filled driving, the jeep will drop you at the base of the mountain. In spring nighttime, temperatures in fairy meadows can drop to 0 degrees Celsius. Besides fairy meadows, Pakistan is also home to another dangerous route that should not be missed. The Karakoram Highway is known as the eighth wonder of the world. Its reputation certainly earns it a spot among the most dangerous roads on the planet. In 1959, the governments of Pakistan and China began constructing this historic road, and it took 20 years to reach a usable state. The road stretches for more than 1,290 kilometers, beginning in Rawalpindi, a city about 14 kilometers from the capital. It passes through Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Gilgit-Baltistan, then crosses into China's Xinjiang region before ending at Kunduz. The construction was extremely challenging. Workers faced treacherous, snowy terrain, sudden rockslides, and countless hazards. Over 2 decades of effort, nearly 1,000 workers lost their lives. The Karakoram Highway is legendary, not just because of its length or the effort it took to build, but because of its remarkable location. At 4,600 meters above sea level, the road runs along the Karakoram mountain range, one of the world's most majestic and dangerous ranges. This region is frequently hit by natural disasters such as flash floods and landslides. Unique vehicles in Pakistan. Even on dangerous mountain roads, you will find people driving vehicles that are boldly colorful, almost as if they were tempting fate. These trucks and buses, lavishly decorated with intricate patterns and vibrant colors, are not just means of transportation. They are cultural symbols that reflect the soul of Pakistan. The cost of giving one of these vehicles a makeover is not cheap. Decorating the vehicle is not just a matter of style. It is a form of personal expression, religious devotion, and even a clever way to attract customers. Owners often give drivers the freedom to design the vehicle as they please, turning it into a moving piece of art that reflects cultural identity. Birds, especially majestic species, are a common theme and appear on nearly every vehicle. Although it may be difficult for outsiders to tell the difference, experienced drivers can identify where a truck comes from just by looking at its decoration style. As of 2005, the city of Karachi had over 50,000 people working in the truck and bus decoration industry. No matter how flashy they look on the outside, the interiors of these Isuzu vehicles remain extremely simple and modest. The mysterious illness. Awake by day, lifeless by night, in the quiet, remote village of Mian Kundi, a place seemingly untouched by time nestled in Pakistan's vast landscape, a medical enigma unfolds every single day. Here, 2 brothers, Abdul Rashid and Shoaib Ahmed, live a life dictated by the sun, suffering from a rare and baffling condition, never documented elsewhere. Every morning, as the first rays of light pierce the horizon around 4 a.m., they awaken filled with boundless energy, ready to run, play, and learn like any other child. Soon after, their limbs would become excruciatingly painful before losing all strength. An intense curiosity for the global scientific community, yet its precise cause remained an elusive mystery. Researchers discovered a significant detail in the family's history. The boys' parents are first cousins. Of their 6 children, 2 had died at a young age, 2 are perfectly healthy, and 2, Abdul and Shoaib, suffer from this strange affliction. While a genetic link was strongly suspected, no definitive proof could be found, adding another layer of complexity to the puzzle. Initially, doctors logically suspected a direct link to sunlight. If you're curious about how meals are prepared, how people travel, and what life looks like here, this exploration is for you. Imagine the rhythmic sound of dough being slapped against a board before it's masterfully stretched thin. A familiar staple, often seen in Indian films, is the large, round Punjabi The groan of the Jeep's engine is a constant companion on these paths. You see the intense focus in their eyes, a hunger for knowledge that transcends their humble sight. You will not find modern buildings, smartboards, or air conditioning. The conditions are as basic as they come. Perhaps they are tracing letters in the dirt or reciting multiplication tables in unison. Their voice is a cheerful chorus against the backdrop of the majestic mountains. Yet, the students, with incredible resilience, have adapted and never complained. They are simply accustomed to living and learning in this raw, natural environment. The most heartening news is that their dedication pays off. The literacy rate is remarkably high. Only about 6.2% of the local population is illiterate, a rate significantly lower than neighboring India's 34.6%. Proving that the thirst for knowledge can overcome any obstacle. This is no place for luxury cars or the faint of heart. Pakistan, a land of staggering contrasts, where ancient traditions meet modern challenges, and where the human spirit demonstrates its incredible capacity for joy, resilience, and innovation. From the fierce independence of the Kalash women to the unwavering hope of the Soloboys family, this is a place of unforgettable stories. What part of this story impressed you the most? We would love to hear from you. So please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to support our channel in bringing you more stories from around the globe. And make sure to click on the videos you see on the screen to keep exploring more amazing content. Thank you for watching and for being with us on this adventure. We'll see you in the next video. The paths are rugged, bumpy, and riddled with potholes, winding precariously along sharp turns. On one side, a sheer cliff drops into a deep abyss. On the other, a towering rock wall looms. Every loose stone that tumbles down the cliffside is a stark reminder of the fragility of life here. Yet, the views are a reward of unparalleled beauty, eagles soaring on thermal updrafts below you. Ancient glaciers gleaming in the distant sun. After navigating these challenging roads, you arrive at a village of Montessori homes. Their simple construction reflecting the unpretentious charm of the region. This flatbread is made from wheat flour and water, and cooked on a hot pan until it puffs up and turns a beautiful golden brown. Its nutty aroma of toasting whole wheat fills the air. But there is more than just bread. Meals are often accompanied by a special dark-colored earthy drink, perhaps a type of fermented fruit juice or a bitter herbal tea. It's an acquired taste, but one that speaks of the mountains themselves. After extensive genetic analysis, the diagnosis pointed to a rare congenital disorder known as limb syndrome, a condition affecting the communication between nerves. Each group has its own designated space, clearly divided, where they celebrate independently. While the men's celebration might be filled with boisterous talk and displays of bravado, the women's side is a world of its own, a space of shared stories, intricate dances, and songs passed down through generations. It is a testament to the strong sororal bonds that define their community and a profound cultural difference compared to many other countries. The air in the hospital room was thick with anticipation. For the very first time in their young lives, Abdul and Shoaib were able to stay awake and function normally through the night. They could eat, talk, laugh, and enjoy the simple pleasures of evening life with their family, just like other children. This was a monumental breakthrough, a moment of pure joy and relief that changed their world forever, marked by a single tear rolling down their mother's cheek. It was a victory not only for the two boys, but also a radiant beacon of hope for others around the world living with this and other rare, debilitating disorders. If you are moved by their incredible story of resilience, leave a 1 in the comments to share your joy with Abdul and Shoaib. And muscles, and an extremely uncommon genetic disorder, with only about 600 documented cases worldwide. To combat the illness, a collaborative force of 27 Pakistani specialists and 11 international doctors devised a novel treatment plan. They introduced a dopamine-based therapy designed to correct a fundamental chemical imbalance in the brain. However, a series of experiments, countless tests, blood samples sent across the globe, late-night video conferences between experts from different continents systematically dismantled this theory. The boys could still move and function normally in completely darkened rooms during the day, or on overcast, stormy days when the sun was hidden. Other possibilities, like temporary paralysis or sleep paralysis, were also investigated and subsequently ruled out, leaving this terrifying nightly ritual forced the family to create non-negotiable rules. The boys must never stray far from home, and must always return before the last ray of sunlight disappears. But as the sun begins its descent, a creeping dread sets in. By sunset, their bodies betray them, falling into a complete vegetative state. They cannot open their eyes, utter a word, eat, or move a single muscle. This profound paralysis lasts through the long, dark hours of the night, only to miraculously vanish with the first light of dawn. Their existence appears to be entirely governed by sunlight, a life of stark, repeating contrasts. Their perplexing symptoms have earned them the nickname the Solar Boys, or the boys who live by day and die by night. Their daily cycle is as predictable as it is extraordinary, a rhythm of hope and despair for their family. One of the brothers recounted the onset of the symptoms: a dull ache in the lower jaw, followed by tooth pain, and then the terrifying inability to speak or move. This bizarre condition has, for years, been a source of deep concern for the family. With no clear diagnosis, the investigation took a more personal turn. Finally, a dedicated international team of scientists stepped in, determined to unravel the mystery. And then, something extraordinary, something miraculous, happened. A closer look at food, roads, and daily life. Let's journey back to the Kalash Valley, a place brimming with unique elements in its food, transportation, and daily lifestyle. Food. The Kalash meals are simple, yet deeply rooted in tradition and the land. Wedding customs. A notable and striking aspect of weddings in this region is the strict separation of men and women. Roads. The roads in the Kalash Valley are a true test of endurance and nerve. Schools. A particularly memorable and inspiring sight. Here are the classrooms with desks and chairs, set up entirely outdoors. Thus, our fascinating and eye-opening journey through the heart of Pakistan has officially come to an end.